Hello, these are the spiritual lessons, the collective spiritual lessons for the month of February. What I see here that most of us are doing, or the energy with which we're at, and which has a lot to do with the planetary influences, that we're getting philosophical with our lives on what are the things during this month of February that we want to leave behind, the burdens that we want to put down, the task or the ideas or the ways of thinking that are making us feel stress and anxiety, and that we feel that no longer serve us, that they're not necessary, and that we're carrying more weight than we have to. We're getting to do like real judgment, and getting real, and putting on the scale how we are making our coin, the jobs that we have. And making our coin is also the way that we invest our lives, the time that we spend, because where the way we make our coin, of course, is what takes most of our days. And we're going into that realization after 2020 that we also need to enjoy life, that we also need time to celebrate, that we also need time to be with our loved ones and do our hobbies. And that it is not only about making the coin, but finding that balance, reasonable balance, of course, where we can have a more balanced, harmonious life. After 2020, we realized that our mortality, of course, and this is what the reading is hinting to, and it makes us get philosophical on how we want to spend the rest of our lives. And it gets us real that our time will also come. It might, for some of it might be sooner than later. Nobody knows when their time is coming, but it is coming for all of us. So it's a reality check for all of us on how we want to keep spending the rest of the gift of our days, right? And I see here that we are during the month of February. A lot of us have been getting philosophical on how we can walk towards things in our life that have more meaning, that have more soul, they feel more spiritual, that feel more transcendental. And of course, that means a lot of different things for everybody, because that's very unique. What might feel transcendental for me might not be transcendental for you. So that's, of course, very unique. And that's also a realization that we've come to, that we realize that we want more simple abundance in our lives, that we've been working so hard and getting so busy that we don't have time to stop and smell the roses, to spend time with our families, to do the things that we love, because we always feel that we have to be productive in order to be successful adult, right? Like if you're not being productive, you're not adulting properly. I also received like the other messages that I got is that this putting down of our burdens is making us make decisions, or consider to make decisions, that would put us away from, or distance ourselves from conflict, or things that brings us anxiety, or conflict, of course, into a situation, or differences that separate it, the situations that separate us. And we want to make decisions of things that bring us harmony, that bring us joy, that bring us that sense of unity. And so it's not necessarily a family thing. It could also mean your family can be your friends, it could be your co-workers if you have a very family type kind of work environment. So the feeling for most people is going to that we want to walk into a job or a place, or making our coin, because that's where we're spending most of our time of our life, into something that feels meaningful, where we feel there's passion in it, where it feels there's a sense of inspiration, that we feel inspired by the things that we're dedicating ourselves to, because that we're dedicating our lives to whatever we're doing as a trade. The recommendation that I got is to take time to go within, to do the inner healing of the things that you need to let go in order to be reborn. Because here we have the death card, into the version that you want to, little by little, start building the new version of you that you feel you should be building for the remainder of your life. It also is for some people that they've been seeing death pretty close, and now you really feel inclined to dedicate the rest of your energy to a new endeavor and getting discipline and manifesting the life that you feel you should be manifesting instead of the life that you're living right now. There's also a calling. There's also a sense of a calling to, or what is our calling to our passions, to becoming the emperors of our life, the kings of our lives, the shot callers, and to not being a victim of destiny, but creating and manifesting our own destinies and becoming masters of the things that are our passions. And for some people, there will be a calling either to transcend things that are orthodox or conservative notions or traditions into something that are create more creative endeavors, things that are more seen as a rebellious paths of making a living, or something more creative or totally untraditional, totally unorthodox. Or maybe it's a way for some of you, you might be considering how to make something orthodox and traditional, give it a spin of something creative and that feels to have more passion. So that for me is what I'm reading for the month of February, the spiritual lessons that we all basically are feeling and going through. You might feel them when you're staring at the sunset or looking at the moon or looking at nature, and you start to realize our connectivity with nature and that we as well are temporal beings and that our time on earth is precious, and to just consider pretty well how, as we are as the shot callers of our life, how we want to keep continuing spending our lives and how we can find more beauty and passion to live a more fulfilling inspirational life.